This is my vacuum machine right here, my wound vac machine right here. It's probably about, this right here, this is the container that it stores all the yucky fluid that's inside my body. See, this hose hooks up to my hip bursitis area in the back there, my left hip bursitis area. And so this container, I would say, is probably what, maybe 75 cc's or 75 milliliters full. So maybe we're looking at maybe 2 ounces full with yucky fluid. I got, okay, right here, you know, this Velcro, you can open up the strap and see there's numbers right here. It goes all the way up to 400 cc's. So right now I'm at, you know, in between 100 cc's and 50 cc's, so I'm about 75 cc's. So that is equivalent to about an ounce a day of fluid, of yucky fluid that comes from my body. Now this is going to be kind of noisy, although it probably won't be very noisy for you. But what I'm going to do is sometimes you hear them. I don't know if you hear this motor or not. You hear that motor running. Sometimes it just keeps on running and running and running. I'll give you an example of what it sounds like whenever it's just running and running and running. That means that the vacuum that means that the vacuum doesn't have a very good seal on my wound area. Here's what it sounds like when it's just running and running and running. And it's a fluid inside my body, so it's real stinky. It's real stinky. Smells like poo-poo, and it smells like pee-pee, and it's pretty bad. But that right there, that is a gasket. Is the gasket that goes around this thing that seals up the hose. Here's the other end of the hose, or the other end of the vacuum. So these two ends have to plug in, and then whenever they plug in real good, then it will cause the machine to make a good connection. If this is leaking, then the motor will just keep on going quite a bit. But if it's all sealed up, everything, and the gasket is fine, and the canister is fine, and everything is a good connection, then there's leak back there where the vacuum system is hooked up to my hip bursitis area, to my wound. I'll show you a little picture of that wound a little bit later on in this video. So we're probably like about 2 ounces full here. You know, the 2 ounces of yucky fluid in here. This container, this canister holds about 400 cc's which is equivalent to probably about 13 ounces. So like a soda pop can full of yucky fluid is what this container, what this canister carries in it. It says 99% charged right now. There's a thing that I have. It's hooked up to the electricity, and this is the thing that there's the outlet to plug it into this machine, charge it up. Once you have that thing plugged in, then a little lightning rod shows up on the screen. I think this is an LCD screen. I have it at 124 right now. 124 millimeter HG. I think HG is mercury. Is that right? I don't know. I forgot. But 124 means the amount of pressure that it has on my system, the amount of pressure that the vacuum system is pulling from my wound. So the amount of liquid, the amount of suction that it's pulling on my wound. And whenever I say suction, then it's trying to suck that area down smaller. It's trying to make that area smaller. It's trying to make the wound, it's trying to suck it down and make it smaller in size, and so that the edges will touch each other. And whenever they touch each other, then they will be able to make connections and hopefully connect with each other and make bonds and just like your hands, just like your fingers, your fingers crossing on your hands. So hopefully they'll be able to make those fibrous connections with each other inside of my wound area. What I did last week was the nurse, the home health nurse, came out last week, and usually it's about 12 centimeters thick, or my wound is about 12 centimeters. It runs off to the side about 12 centimeters, but it's been getting smaller and smaller and smaller in size. It's been going on for about a year now. This hip bursitis is very, very difficult to heal up. But anyway, so last week, whenever she came out, it was 6 centimeters. She got a measurement of 6 centimeters, and that also depends on the orientation of the body, how I'm laying, because there's loculations, and loculations are like a room that has divisions in it, little separations in it. Loculations are those divisions. So you might have a room that's big in size, but the loculations prevent good measure or good like measuring from one end of the room to the other end of the room. So I don't know if you understand that. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I hopefully you do. But they tried to go in there last Thanksgiving, and well, the Thanksgiving of 12,002, and they tried to break up those loculations and start fresh, and that's why it was 12 centimeters off to the side. But slowly it's been healing, because wounds have to heal from the inside out. They can't just heal on the surface, because when they heal on the surface, then they seal in a bunch of yucky stuff inside, and they don't really ever heal. But if they heal from the inside out, from the bottom down, from the bottom up, I mean, then they make a good, they heal up correctly. So anyway, the home health nurse came out last week, and she told me that my measurement was, instead of 12 centimeters thick, or 12 centimeters deep off to the side, it was 6 centimeters off to the side. But today she came out again, and she measured it to be 7 centimeters. And 7 centimeters is probably equivalent to about 2 inches, off to the side. I don't know if you use metric or if you use inches, I don't know. But anyway, so it's about 2 inches off to the side. It's about 3.5 inches, or 3.5 centimeters, I mean, straight down. So straight down is not really healing too much, but off to the sides are slowly getting smaller and smaller. But I was a bad boy. I went to Peter Piper Pizza with my family a few days ago, and I sat in my chair for a long time, and sometimes that is really, really bad for the healing of the wound. And so yesterday, usually it takes effect. It usually takes about a day or two to take effect. It doesn't hurt so much the day of, whenever I'm sitting, but the next day or the 48 hours afterwards, then it's really bad. It hurts really bad. It's like if someone were to use a hammer and just constantly hit you with a hammer in a specific area, and it feels horrible. On a scale from 1 to 10, where 10 is the worst pain, I would say it's probably an 8. So right now it's comfortably numb, and I don't know how long that is going to last, because I just took a shower right now, and taking a shower, I usually take about 40 minutes or 50 minutes to take a shower, so that might be too long on my bottom again, and so maybe tomorrow or the next day it might be hurting like crazy. It might be a burning sensation, or just that horrible high pressure situation that I was just telling you about. I don't know. It feels really, really uncomfortable. And sometimes what I do to remedy that is the body needs to heal. The body needs to heal, and the body will heal its own self, I think. So what I do is sometimes I take a nap for like an hour or something like that. And whenever I do that, sometimes it allows the body to close up those sides a little bit and heal things up a little bit and take away some of that pain, some of that burning sensation that I get. I am a complete L1 injury, so I cannot feel my anus, I cannot feel my groin in any way at all. So this is my vacuum system. So hopefully this week coming up, I will be a good boy and stay off of my bottom and not sit so much. I think a half hour or an hour was good, but any longer than that, I'm asking for trouble. And it's just like it's like you were sitting on a fire. It's sitting on a fire 24/7. It's very uncomfortable. But hopefully next time that the nurse comes out, it will not be 7 centimeters thick. It will be back down to 6 centimeters thick, or 6 centimeters deep. But who knows what tomorrow brings? We'll just see. We'll see how it goes.